In the early 2000s, a tech company began secretly scanning millions of books, without permission, without asking the authors. They copied the entire intellectual property of human civilization and claimed it was legal. The company was Google, and their plan was far bigger than anyone could imagine. Today, we're talking about the most ambitious project to control knowledge in human history, a project that blurred the line between public good and private profit, a project that almost led to the largest monopoly on information the world has ever seen. The question isn't whether Google could digitize every book in the world. The question is, should we allow a single corporation to own humanity's memory? To understand how dangerous this became, we need to go back to 2002, when Larry Page had a crazy idea. What if you could scan every book ever printed and make it searchable? Not millions of books, not the most important books. Every book, every library, all knowledge. H.G. Wells dreamed in 1938 of a world brain, a planetary memory for all mankind. Google tried to build it. But here's the paradox. They didn't just digitize public domain works. They copied millions of copyrighted books, and they thought they could get away with it. Spoiler alert, they almost did. In 2003, Google launched Project Ocean. Named for its sheer size, they built special scanning stations with high-resolution cameras and developed algorithms that could digitize books at record speed. At that time, Harvard had tried to digitize books. The cost? Several $100s per book. It was impossible to do at scale. Then Google came along and said, "We'll do it for free." The world's greatest university libraries signed up: Harvard, Oxford, Stanford, the University of Michigan. But there was a catch. Google insisted each library sign a secret contract. They couldn't talk to each other about it. They couldn't disclose the terms. Why the secrecy? Here's what really happened. Google didn't just scan public domain books from the 18th century. They scanned everything: modern novels, academic works, bestsellers still on the shelves. By 2009, Google had digitized over 20 million books. Cost estimates ranged from $30 to $100 per book. Do the math. Between $600 million and $2 billion invested by Google. But why? Google makes money from advertising. What do books have to do with that? The answer is brilliant and terrifying. Data. The more information Google has, the better their algorithms become. Every book is full of data, language, context, knowledge. This wasn't just a library project, it was training for artificial intelligence. Larry Page himself said it. Their goal wasn't to build a search engine, it was to build an AI. And books, with their high standards and verified information, were more valuable than anything else on the internet. Then came 2005, the lawsuit. The Authors Guild, representing over 8,000 authors, sued Google. The charge? Massive copyright infringement. Potential liability? $150,000 per copied work. With millions of books, we're talking about trillions in damages. Google could have gone bankrupt, but they did something unexpected. Instead of fighting, they negotiated. For 3 years, in secret. And in 2008 came the announcement of a settlement that would change the world. The Google Books settlement was 385 pages long, 46 sections of definitions, 9 sections on economic terms. It was the most complex settlement document in copyright history, and it gave Google something unprecedented: the right to commercialize every so-called orphan work. Books whose rights holders couldn't be found. That wasn't thousands of books, that was millions. Suddenly, this wasn't just about digitization. Google wanted to become the world's largest bookseller. They wanted to sell institutional subscriptions, run advertisements, print books on demand, sell PDF downloads. They wanted to build a monopoly on knowledge. And here's the terrifying part: it would have worked. The settlement gave Google rights that no one else could get. Any other competitor would be sued for copyright infringement. Only Google, who had already illegally copied all the books, would get a universal license. The United States Department of Justice stepped in. Their argument? This would create a de facto monopoly. Google could charge the world any price for access to these books. There was also a privacy problem. Google would track who reads which book, for how long, what they read next. That data could go to the government, to employers, to anyone who pays. The nightmare scenario. In 20 years, Google could control everything we read. In 2011, Judge Denny Chin rejected the settlement. His reasoning? The deal would give Google an unfair advantage and violate fundamental principles of copyright law. But the damage was already done. Google had scanned 20 million books. Their search engine was already trained with this knowledge. You can't unscan data. In China, the search engine Baidu used a similar model, uploading millions of Chinese books without permission. Chinese author Mian Mian sued them in 2009. Her lawyers asked for a measly $60,000. The online reaction? She was attacked as an enemy of progress. The internet had already decided. Information wants to be free. Authors who demanded payment were greedy. Today, Google Books is a shadow of what it could have been. You can see snippets of books, do keyword searches, but you can't read the whole book. The irony? The Digital Public Library of America project, which emerged as an alternative, would never have been possible without Google. Google proved that mass digitization was feasible. And then they lost the right to control it alone. But here's the bigger question. Did we really win? Google may have lost the monopoly, but they got something more valuable. Data. Billions of data points about language, context, human knowledge. They trained their AI with it. And today, ChatGPT, Claude, all the major language models, they were trained with scraped books. The same copyright problem, the same lawsuits, just on a bigger scale. So what have we learned? 1. When a tech company says, "We're making the world better," always ask who really benefits. 2. Once data is digitized, it cannot be taken back. Google scanned the books. They lost the lawsuit, but they kept the knowledge. 3. Monopolies on information are more dangerous than monopolies on oil or steel. Whoever controls knowledge controls the future. H.G. Wells dreamed of a world brain that would serve humanity. What we got instead was a corporation trying to own the world brain. The battle over Google Books is over, but the war for digital knowledge has just begun. The question we must ask ourselves is this: do we want our collective memory in the hands of corporations whose responsibility is to shareholders, not to humanity? Because next time, and there will be a next time, they'll be smarter, they'll be faster, and maybe they'll win. The scanning never stopped. It just moved. From books to everything we write online. Every tweet, every email, every search query, it's all being collected, all being analyzed, all being used to train something bigger than ourselves. Google wanted to digitize all books. They wanted to organize the world's information. But information isn't just power. Information is control. And whoever controls it doesn't just shape the present. They shape what future generations will know about the past. That's not a library. That's not a public service. That's something far more dangerous. That's the ability to rewrite history itself. And the terrifying truth? We're letting it happen. One scan at a time, one click at a time, one search at a time. The world brain is being built. The only question left is, who will own it?